Welcome to another edition of Quoth Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host and artist, Lewis Bright Raven, 30-year veteran writer, illustrator, editor, and publisher of comics, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and role-playing games. And this is a live draw session, part 2 of Godzilla, that you can see is partially done here on the screen. There should be a link to part 1 in the description below. But let's go ahead and just really quick get started on this. I want to get this done today so I can possibly even do more artwork other than this today. But yeah, I was supposed to do this yesterday and finish it up. Unfortunately, my father had a tumble, shall we say. Kitty got under him and he fell, and he's old, so he didn't have the reflexes that he should. Had to take him over to the hospital, make sure he was not busted up inside. So he wasn't or anything. It was just mostly bruising and stuff, but he's fine, so to speak. I mean, he's as fine as is to be expected when you fall and you're pushing 80. But I think the kitty's more out of it than he is in a way. He's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Don't be mad at me." But he was being a little bit obnoxious yesterday morning, so that's the way it is sometimes. The main problem yesterday was I was waiting in the so-called emergency room to be seen. We were waiting, I shouldn't say I was waiting, for a good 2.5 hours. That's one thing I do not like about the hospitals around here. You take someone in to be seen, and unless they come in by EMT and they're on the deathbed, they'll just, we'll get to you. We'll get to you. If you die in the meantime, doesn't matter. Now, this piece will be for sale eventually, probably in a day or two. Someone asked, when do the commissions and art auctions start? Because they know, Miguel knows. I usually do this, Usually I've already started it, but a little late this year. We'll start having art for sale on the show later this week. Probably, I want to say Tuesday, but we'll see. Might be tomorrow, but I'm thinking Tuesday. Pop Culture Avenger, all our Alterna art auction at 8. You should try getting on and sell some art. They do a lot of sketch cards. When I first saw this was last night, and I didn't see it when you originally posted it. I saw it much later because I was not on the internet yesterday to speak of. Thanks to what was going on yesterday. But anyway, I don't really have a relationship with Alterna. I haven't really talked to Peter Samedi, so I don't know if I would be welcome there per se. I'm not saying I wouldn't be. I just don't know. But yeah, we'll start putting trading cards up and doing commissions and doing live draws on the regular here later this week. So that should be addressed okay. Cleaning up some stuff from before I finish some of these lines. Or at least trying to clean it up. Some of the stuff you really can't clean it up that well. You kind of have to go into the tighter but bigger brush like this one. Can't do it with a pen. That's better. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure why some of these brushes don't always, they dry a little bit dull, and I don't like that. I have to go back over it and try and sharpen it up. But that could be just the effect of the markers. I don't know. Because I don't use the same markers all the time. So that's probably part of it. Is this piece for sale? Maybe. Not sure yet. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to make this a Christmas present for someone or not. I might make it a Christmas present. I might sell it. I'm sure that the person that I would give it as a Christmas present to would say, "Sell it. You need to make money." But we'll see. Just checking. Okay. I think some people want to know what's going on, why I didn't do my what did you get this week? I meant to, just haven't gotten around to it, so I'll probably cover it next week. Um, not a big deal. Um, like I said, that was supposed to be yesterday too. Things just didn't pan out with having to go to the hospital with my dad, but no big deal. It's nothing in the world, guys. Mm-hmm. Did I see Michigan game yesterday? We saw part of it. Um, we were at the hospital. They didn't have it going. Of course, when you're in the, they don't. When you're in the back waiting to get seen, they don't have TV for you to watch, unfortunately. But we did get home for like most of the second half, of the game. So we did see the final and everything, and that was fine. It wasn't like we were expecting Nebraska to do anything against Michigan. Um, we would have been quite surprised, in fact, stunned if they had. Um, Sorry, Aaron the Prusty. I know you're a big Husker fan, and not sure why. Maybe he's from there. I don't know. Originally, I don't know. Um, I'll have to ask him about that sometime. Why he's a Husker fan. Maybe I could do that later today. But because I know we didn't go to school there. We went to film school, and I don't think they have a film school. I mean, they might have a film school there, but can't imagine that's their forte. If we weren't from Michigan, I don't think we would be Michigan fans. Certainly wouldn't be a Central Michigan fan if I hadn't gone to school there. I think that's kind of the funny thing about football or sports in general. Um, you tend to be either a fan of the team of where you live or where you were raised. And for me, pardon me, I might sneeze here in a minute. Yeah, pardon me. Being a military brat and having lived all over the place, I don't really have the same loyalties as others. I tend to have multiple teams I follow in sports. Um, it's kind of good and kind of bad. I mean, if the one team you like is having a bad season, maybe one of your other teams doesn't. Um, but like for college football, like the Big Ten, as long as Ohio State doesn't win, I'm happy. It's kind of how I feel about that. Um, you know, Could be Michigan, could be Michigan State, could be Wisconsin. I don't Purdue. I don't care. Anybody but Ohio State. But like, I don't know. Do I watch what? Oh, Detroit. Um, if they're on, my dad might watch them. We're not really caring one way or the other. I mean, I think he tends to watch more Green Bay as they're more competitive and um, more regularly on television than Detroit is lately. But when Detroit was regularly on, he would be more of a Detroit fan, I guess. But of course, Green Bay isn't playing for squat this year. But I mean, come on, Rodgers should have retired by now. I'm not retiring until Brady retires. I'm not retiring until I get another Super Bowl. I keep waiting for like The Simpsons or somebody else to do a cartoon where it's like Brady and Rodgers are out there on um, with walkers trying to play football. You think that sometimes it's not up to the player. Sometimes it's up to the league or the team to say, "Hey, you've had enough." Especially someone like Brady. I mean, my goodness. And if the reason he got a divorce is because he wouldn't quit playing football, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Not on her part, on his part. That's the rumor they got the divorce. I don't know if that's true or not. But if it is the reason why, I mean, that's just how much money do you need to make and how many Super Bowl rings you got and everything. Come on, you don't. It's time to go right off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of your life, dude. But I guess he doesn't know what else to do with himself, and that can be a problem if you don't. I guess, but why am I not at the table? Part of the reason was the way the sun was coming in would not have been a good angle for camera today. That's why I'm drawing in the board and all that. I know that I had mentioned setting it up, and I know I've shown it a little bit on the screen, and people wanted to see me draw on the table instead. But if the lighting blinds everything, you don't really get to see it. It's not a good idea. So Am I going to see Wakanda Forever? Um, no plans to. That doesn't mean I won't see it. I just there's nothing on the schedule for that right now. Um, nobody's even talked about it in my circle really. Um, pardon me, in terms of local circle, I should say. I think a lot of people are just really busy right now, and I'm not really sure if there's all that much of a fuss for it in my circle of friends. I think a lot of us are just burned out on Marvel movies in general. So it's like, we'll get to it when it's on video or something. I think it's how a lot of us feel, and I think that another thing is since COVID, a lot of people still aren't really comfortable with going to the movie theater like they were. So I think that's another factor as well. So maybe we'll see, but like I said, there really isn't anybody asking as far as local. I don't know if you guys can see all the detail I'm putting into this, but uh, I'm doing scales right now, so second. Of course, the pen. There we go. Who is your favorite Godzilla villain? Okay, or well, at least his villain. I guess it means monster. It's not Godzilla, I guess. Oh, gee, I don't know. Hmm, that's tough. Gigan, maybe. Gigan, Gigan. The one that has the funky glasses look with the claws. I guess as far as visual design, I think that's probably my favorite. I don't know. I'm not a huge Godzilla fan per se. I'm not a. I don't geek out on things like I used to. I don't know if it's just because I got old and you know, thing, stuff that used to excite me as a kid don't quite excite me the same way. It's kind of like asking who my favorite X-Men is. You know, years ago, when I was a kid or even in my 20s, I could have just gone for talked about X-Men for days, but now it's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. um, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably say Gigan, Gigan, whatever. It's probably what's pronounced, I forget. Sorry about the quietness. And sometimes I don't. I get focused on the drawing, and if there's no one in chat to keep me engaged with the camera, sometimes I forget. But, oh, okay. I was talking about football earlier. Okay. Obviously, Michigan. For now, yes. Okay, yes. I'm happy where Michigan is right now. Yes. They're not the only team I watch, though. I watch a lot of teams, like I said. I like LSU. I like um, Michigan State when they're playing well. Geez. For the MAC, I'll watch Central, obviously, because that is my alma mater. Let's see. No, not a Clemson fan particularly. I mean, I'm happy for the local folks here in Carolina that are, with that school and stuff and their team wins and everything. But I'm also of the mindset that let other people have a turn. I guess I don't know. I don't blame the team so much as I blame the rest of the conferences. Like, get better. But it's the same thing with Big Ten. I get sick and tired of seeing Ohio State all the time, so I'd like the other teams to get better. But so there's that. What else? Let me go ahead and take this off so I can get working on these clouds real quick. Okay. North Free in the house. How you doing, North? Hope your weekend's been better than mine. So what have you been up to, North? Let's do it this way. There we go. Got a loose hair here. Cut off. Nope. There we go. Absolutely Remembrance Day. This was supposed to be done yesterday. Unfortunately, the father had a spill. I had to take him to the hospital yesterday, so it was not fun there, but he's all right. which you would have known if you got on a little bit earlier, but that's not your fault. But because that was one of the first things I talked about. But people are busy. I know. Trying to keep this thing where you guys can see it. And still keep my little index card behind it so it doesn't get all over the plastic. Hey, Pop. Um, Earlier, before you had emailed me or private messaged me on Facebook on Messenger there about Alterna, I was saying a little bit earlier. Um, I really don't know Peter. Not really sure if I'd be welcome there. Not saying I wouldn't be. I just don't know. But later this week, we'll start doing auctions and stuff like that on the channel. Start selling artwork again. It's getting that time of year, folks. No, that's fine. People are busy. I'm well aware. But yeah, sketch cards, live draws, stuff like that'll be on the regular starting this week, forthcoming. Um, in fact, I might do that more so the next week or so rather than my usual reviews and stuff. I don't know yet. Just trying to get these clouds behind the big guy here done. Before I go back into the coloring side of things. And this isn't how I'm going to leave them when I get done with the clouds. I'm going to go back in and do some cross hatching and stuff on the stuff I don't fill in full black. I'm going to try to do something akin to Art Adams type clouds. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. Don't know if my tools are going to work with me today. That's right, blame the tools. It's all the tools' fault. I can't draw like Art Adams. I haven't talked to him today, really. I don't even know if he's up yet. um, so he didn't. He went to bed really late partly because he was in pain and partly because he was the stuff he wanted to watch was on super late. So I don't think he went to bed until like 3 or 4 this morning. So knowing him, he probably didn't even get up until time for me to start the show. So but he hasn't yelled at me or to come down, talk to him or anything. So I'm assuming everything is as well as can be expected after tripping over the cat and falling down your face practically. It's a good thing he didn't have his glasses on. He probably would have broke his glasses, but yeah, he just midnight gets under people's feet too much lately. I don't know what his problem is. But he trips me up all the time. I'm just fortunate enough to have enough reflexes still to catch myself. So, of course, when you have a 20-pound cat that decides to run into your legs while you're walking, I think what it was he was going to feed the cat, and he just got too excited and cut him off on the way to the dish. But one of these days, I'm going to have to get a video cam recording of how he acts when he gets fed, and you guys can see what he does. But the cat's like terrified right now. He won't go anywhere near my dad now. He's like, oh, I did something wrong. So what's that? Oh, North Free is doing some Christmas cleaning, I guess, and he found some old toys. How much is that worth? You wonder in the collector's market these days. But yeah, I don't really have any of my toys anymore. Too many moves, too many. Well, frankly, I played with my toys. I broke them for a while. Usually, I don't know. I think a lot of people would have been very jealous of me as a kid, but for all the stuff I had back then. But I could probably afford to put at least one kid through college if I had all that stuff I had as a kid back in mint condition. But toys are much to be played with, so I don't know. To kind of wistfully reminisce and think, wow, that would be kind of cool to have again today. But at the same time, what would I be doing with it? It'd just be sitting in boxes somewhere. Or I'd be selling it off, one or the other. Yes. And the thing is, it's not even that he runs into you all the time. I mean, like, what was it? Thursday night, I just didn't know he was there underneath my feet. He was just standing there, And I turned and, like, what? Luckily I was right by the table, so I could put my hand down on the table and balance myself. But it's like, what the heck are you doing here, cat? Don't need you here. Okay. Go back to coloring now. This is a warm gray colored pencil for the chest. I will be going back in with that. This marker over it, but I want to start with the gray pencil. No, I actually was out of toys by the time I gotten out of collecting toys by the time that was around. Um, the USS Flag uh, carrier for GI Joe. Um, let's see. You have to go a little bit further back to the 70s. Um, I had the Wayne Foundation playset. I had the all the Mego action figures, all the superheroes, all the Star Treks, all the Planet of the Apes characters. Um, I had. I'm trying to think. The Star Trek Enterprise action figure carrier um, playset with the transporter twirler thing. I had $6 Million Man figure. I had the what was it, 2.5 foot tall Godzilla with the fire tongue that and the wrist that would launch out. Let's see, what else did I have? Everything Star Wars from 1977 to 81, I want to say. Whatever it was, if it came out between 77 and 81, I had it. Let's see. But G.I. Joe, um, the I was more the old school GI Joe. where they had I think they were the 12-inch figures, 12-inch tall figures, like Action Man type character figurines for GI Joe that I had in the '70s, and I had like a GI Joe Jeep and two or three of the GI Joes um, of that era. But it was by the time the '80s came around, they had the little figurines with Snake Eyes and Duke and Scarlet and Nose. I was not collecting toys anymore. Because let's see, that would have been around '84, '85. I've been 12 or 13 years old by then. And, well, my mother had retired from the toy store by then, for one thing. And for another, I just wasn't. I, I, I was more into D&D by then, I guess you could say. So I was starting to collect the modules and the gaming stuff for that rather than figurines and stuff like that. I think I probably was starting to get the little metal figurines that you paint for some of the stuff around that time. I used to have quite a collection of those. I used to have like all the Marvel superhero miniatures for the TSR game, and I had like something close to like 30 modules for Marvel superheroes, and probably around, I want to say around 60 for D&D at one point. I sold most of that stuff in college though. Sold it or traded it for comics. Yeah, but mine wouldn't have been because I would have, or mine were like wrecked. I mean, like I said, I played with my toys. I mean, I don't remember what the heck I did to my Luke Skywalker. I snapped his head off somehow, um, and my dad wouldn't get a new one, or for whatever reason they wouldn't buy me a new one. So they like super glued the head on there. So it's like I got this like glue, like extra glue stuck on the neck and stuff. It was really funny. But I don't remember how I broke the figure's head off anymore now. It's too long ago, but and I know my dad won't remember. Um, Not only did I have the Star Wars figurines, I don't know if you guys remember the Battlestar Galactica stuff, but I had all that. The Colonial Vipers and the Cylon Raider ships and the figures for that. And let's see, what else did I have? Trying to think here. I didn't have a big wheel that I can remember. I mean, I probably did, but I don't. Uh, I'm pretty sure my parents had me riding a bike by the time I was 4. So um, I don't think I had a big wheel. I think I had a bike most of the time. But I remember having a tricycle when I was like a really young, mostly from photos. So I know I had a tricycle. Um, and like I said, around 4 or 5, I was already riding a bike. So I don't think big wheel was my thing. I remember that where I lived, we didn't have a lot of, I guess you could say, you had space to go bike riding, but you didn't want to go like on a big wheel because big wheels were pretty much the sidewalks and stuff. Whereas the bikes, you could at least ride on the street as long as you were careful and paid attention to the road, other drivers and stuff. But you weren't going to really go out and ride around the base on your big wheel like I did on the bikes. Very little of the D&D stuff. Very, very little of it. I know I have some figurines still. Um, Not sure which ones or where they're at the moment. Um, I know where they're at. They're in my one room with my comics and stuff, but my major comics collection. But yeah, modules and stuff I don't really have anymore. I've got like a few of the handbooks, but I don't remember what era. They're not the old ones though. They're more like, I want to say, circa. I mean, they're worth something. I mean, they're probably worth around 50, $60 because they're the like 90s era, I guess. But it's not like it's the classic stuff from the 70s or 80s anymore. I wish I still had all that stuff, but I don't. I guess I traded it or sold it. I think I sold it back in the mid 90s or early 90s because I wasn't playing as much anymore. When I moved out west, the collectible card game stuff was the craze, and nobody was role playing tabletop anymore, and didn't have anybody to play with. And I just like, okay, well, this is just taking up space, so just get rid of it. Even now, even though there's people who I know play in the local community, it's a very, very weird thing. You don't really have the same sense of, I want not family, but just gaming is kind of weird. You got your own little clique groups of who you play with, and then they don't really want to let strangers in, let new people into play. So I've never been able to really get back into it the way I was at one time. And now they've changed all the rules and updated the rules and stuff, and I don't really like the gaming systems as well. So I'm not like heartbroken over it or anything. It's something you kind of miss being able to do, but you know, not the end of the world either. It's more of a thing of reminiscing of certain friends and stuff like that. Like I've got one friend, you might see him talk to me on Facebook once in a while, Joseph Wolf, who's a gamer and a game master. And he runs games at Gen Con and stuff like that. We went to college together, and he's done video game designs and stuff like that. So he still plays, of course. And if I was still living in Michigan near him, then yeah, I'd probably be playing again. But he's got so many different games, it's ridiculous. But the truth is, I really haven't played since he and I were around one another, and that was like, geez, 94, I think was the last time we saw each other in person. So, yes, I did dungeon mastering, uh, ran a lot of games. I actually tended more to play the DM or game master with the Star Frontiers, and um, yeah, um, Marvel more so than D&D. Other people wanted to do D&D and they didn't want to game master the other stuff. I think part of it was they just didn't have the gaming. Yeah, games cost a lot of money, and when you were getting, they didn't have the modules, they didn't have the gaming sets, so they didn't know how to run the games because they didn't have it. So I think that was part of it. Um, so they just had me do the ones I had, but and I was fortunate to get a lot of stuff on the cheap. You I mean, really cheap. I used to get some modules. Back in the day, modules were like usually $6 to $8 a module, and I was getting them for like $1.50 to $3. So that's why I had so many things that way. And I would buy like the big thick players manuals and the monster manuals and stuff for like $5, practically new. So you're talking about a $20-$30 book for $5. I think that's why I didn't mind parting with some of that stuff later on, because I got my money's worth out of it. But do I regret not having it now? Sure, I do. Not just so much for the collectability, but just to have to look at um, some of the artwork and that stuff is just gorgeous. And would like to be able to look at it again, but oh well. All right, that takes care of that. All right, back to getting scales finished over here that I had. Oh, I have no idea. I'm not that kind of an expert at all. I'd have to ask Joseph on that. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that, North. I have no idea what the rarest D&D collectible is. I was not a collector per se. I mean, I played the games. I would imagine that the rarest stuff would be the stuff from between 68 or 69 and 72, I want to say, when it was chainmail and before it was called D&D officially. But I don't know for sure. If I can get Ogre to come on, that's Joseph's nickname, come on the show, maybe we can talk about that stuff. He might know more about that. Well, he should know more about it than I would, but I probably would have known. I've forgotten, basically. Let's see. Okay. That's that. All right. Just trying to put a little more green into this. Unfortunately, this pencil is not holding well. And I can do it. It's still going to be there. It's not a problem. It's just... I see I have a little bit more scales that I haven't inked in yet, and I'm going to have to go back to inking, which is fine. Just, Whoops. Would it be possible to run it's certainly possible to do it. Ogre does it all the time. I just don't know if I could do it because I don't really have all the equipment to do it properly. First off, I don't know where all my stuff is. I'd have to go... I had to go dig up everything out of the boxes and stuff and see what's what, for one thing. For another, I don't know really what all I have to set up a game properly and do it. But yeah, I know it could be done. I imagine if Ogre wanted to do one, we could either play a game on his session or possibly have him be a DM on this show. But I don't know. We'll see. Because the thing with doing live stream with gaming like that is it takes so many hours to play a game. I only have so many hours to run on live stream, so I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about that. Because I only have like so many hours I can save on my my live stream feed. 50 is my limit, and even with all the stuff I do now, and believe me, I'm constantly deleting the recordings, so I usually can't go back to stuff, just so I have enough hours left to keep recording for this show. So I'm probably going to have to go grab my... Oh, what do you know? It's actually within arm's reach. How'd that happen? I don't know. I don't think I'd have the tolerance to be trolled like that. I didn't really get trolled when I gamed. I don't know what we were really talking about there. But, yeah. I mean, if you mean trolled by not doing what you're supposed to do, so to speak, you go do stupid things. I didn't have any gamers like that when I played that much. I think it was only one time, and I wasn't the game runner at that time. There was this one idiot that, I don't know what, he had some sort of mental disorder or something, and he basically rape all the things he killed or something. And it was just stupid, and I was just like, no. I'm not digging this. I'm out of here. If this is how we're going to play it, It's like, that's not cool. But I guess he was actually going to, he actually did it to other party members, not just the monsters. If a party member got killed, he'd sit there and defile the body. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? You're mental, man. Turn you into local authorities. I'll go out there and kill somebody's poor cat and then screw it, something, I did not like that person at all. I didn't let him in the gaming sessions after that at all. But that's about the only trolling, I guess you could say. And like I said, I didn't. I was just gaming as a player. I wasn't the game master, and I didn't play with that game master after that session either. Because it's like, if he's going to allow that. No, I didn't steal it. Not sure how we acquired that. I'm actually thinking my dad might have got it from school he worked at. So I guess you could say he stole it from the school. Maybe, I don't know. I think that's how he got it. I don't know. It's not the sharpener I actually wanted to use, but I don't want to have to leave my station to go use the electric one. Unfortunately, this thing is not sharpening correctly, which is often why I don't use it. But I have other sharpeners, so let's see if I can. It's not really doing what I need it to do, but I'm going to have to go in there with that other marker again. Where is it? I think that'll do for that. Okay. Okay. All right. Come back in here with gray. It's a little bit darker. Yeah, I taught ROTC in Chicago in the 80s. And we got it there. We got it from military. I don't know. There's plenty of places that have pencil sharpeners in the military. So, like I said, I don't remember. It's an old thing. I wish I remembered some of where we got some of this stuff, but like I say, you move all over the place being military, and you don't quite remember everything, especially as you get older. Okay. Now I need to get. Now I do have to step away for a second. I will be right back. Where is it? And I'm back. I'm doing some white paint here for the water, basically. Well, before I do that, I better use this and see if it works. That's probably too dark, isn't it? Okay. We'll use that one then. Simple. Try a different cool gray or a blender. That's even darker. So okay. Trying to think here. Do I want to use this one or do I want to use something else? Let's see what happens. And about 2 hours in, aren't we? Yeah, okay. I'm not wearing my glasses because when I'm working on these things up close lately, my glasses aren't helping at all. They're making my eyes water. I have to put on a different pair, which I don't. When I put that pair on, then I can't see the TV or the computer screen. So astigmatism sucks. Don't. Unfortunately, there's no cure for astigmatism other than glasses. No, you were asking me about the role playing, and I don't even know where my dice are right now. I know the room they're in, but I don't know where in the room. Type thing. Because Olga was asking me months ago if I wanted to do that online with him, and I was like, I don't know. I just don't. It's not that it's not fun. I don't know. It's been so long since I've played. I don't know if I can really get into it anymore. That works. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is part of the reason why I wanted to go work on the table side instead of doing this, but unfortunately, the sun was just a little too bright today. I had too much light reflecting off the table. Okay. Football's somewhat popular in Canada for the CFL, but no, it's not like the NFL. I mean, there's only what 6 or 8 teams in the CFL total compared to the 32 teams. Um, Plus the weather, they'd have to have all indoor stadiums practically to go play, and there's not that many huge cities in Canada to have like we have here in the states. So, like Nor says, it's more hockey because it's more you can play outside, you can play inside, you can do whatever with that comparatively. Plus, I don't know. Uh, Maybe people would like the CFL better. I mean, I know that there's a lot of Canadian NFL fans out there, but they're not really fans of the CFL. And I'm not really sure, is it because of the differences in the game? Because I know there's lots of differences in the rules. I forget all the differences. I know that obviously the feels longer in the Canadian Football League than it is in the NFL. I know that it's like you have 3 downs instead of 4 to get your first downs. It's harder. That's why I always say it's harder to play in the CFL than it is in the NFL. They made it more difficult. I don't know. Go back in with the marker, or not marker, but the tech in here. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. All right, these I can do this. Can't forget to color in those claws. Okay. Alabama has been all powerful, but not this year. They got their butts handed to them a couple times. They're not even in the playoffs this year. Thank goodness. I'm tired of seeing them. In fact, before you guys came on, I was talking about college football a little bit because people were asking me who I was rooting for. Um, in the SEC, my favorite is actually LSU, who beat Alabama this year. So it was that. In fact, it's Alabama and Georgia for the SEC championship. Go Tigers! But I don't know. Actually, I'm hoping for Michigan to get it all this year. So they have to beat Ohio State first, though. That's the key problem there. Beating those fools. But I figure if Michigan can beat Ohio State, then I don't think anybody's going to stop them this year. But Alabama has always been kind of like a power game team. I mean, even before Saban, you know. But so was Michigan, so was Ohio State, so was Notre Dame. Just they come in waves, and sometimes you get someone else out there that's like a USC or somebody else on the West Coast does something really well for a while, but I'm kind of hoping Utah gets in the Final Four for the playoff. I'm hoping it'll be like Georgia, Michigan, um, not Utah, pardon me, TCU, Texas Christian, and then those would be like my top three that I'd like to see get into the playoffs. And then the fourth one, I don't know. I mean, I really can't see. I mean, if LSU actually beats Georgia in the SEC playoff, then I would say LSU. But because they beat Alabama and Georgia, that's kind of like. But I don't know. It's an interesting season anyway. Worth watching and keeping up with for a change. Now, what would really be hilarious, it's not happening, but is if they could ever get Hawaii to do anything anymore. They had Hawaii be halfway decent back just probably about a decade and a half ago for a blip, but that's about it. I happen to like being from Hawaii. That's where I was born. I want to see them do something sometime. Okay. That takes care of that. Okay. This is not the only blue I'm going to use for the water. This is too bright and too. Well, it's certainly aqua enough, I guess, but I want it to be darker. But you got to start with a base, so. Um, 8-2. Who are you talking about? Alabama? They're not going into any bowl games. They're eliminated from that this year. I haven't been there since my infancy. Basically, we left when I was like 13 months old, so I don't really know much about it. One thing's for sure, it's expensive to live there because everything's imported pretty much. You know, but who knows about crime? I mean, everywhere could be a crime-infested dump, unfortunately, in this country. Unless you live out in a real rural area, and there really is no rural areas in Hawaii anymore, at least not on the populated part of the islands. You know, so and they don't really let people on the uninhabited parts. So, you know, kind of a it is what it is situation there, I guess. But no, I moved around a lot. My father was stationed in Hawaii when I was born, and then we went from Hawaii to Texas to Alaska to Georgia. um, so it was just like, you're just bouncing all over the place. Mm-hmm. And then after we got out, we went back to Michigan briefly because that's where my parents were from. And then he got teaching in Chicago, so we were in Illinois. And then back to Michigan, and then out west, Arizona, Nevada, California. Then over here to South Carolina. And that's just the stuff that we stayed, extended periods during my lifetime. If we started naming every state that I lived in for more than, say, a month at a time, we'd have to name pretty much every state in the union. But there's a difference between visiting for an extended period and actually, having a mailbox and living. And my parents did live in every state between all the different places they got stationed before I was born, because they had 10 years in the service before they had me. So quite insane. I don't know if they ship people around anymore like that these days. It seems like the people stay pretty stationary at the bases they're at for a good long time, But I don't know. Back in the 70s and early 80s, they sure seemed to do it a lot, shipping people around. So, or maybe my dad just wasn't one of those people that wanted to stay in one place very long. He was always putting in for new places to go. That could have been it. I have no idea. I know he put in to go different places quite a bit when I was around, when I was a kid, but I don't know how it works. All right, that takes care of that. Now let's. This is interesting. It's only 2:20 and it feels like it's getting super dark and it's kind of crazy. So it's sunny out, but it's all on the other side of the house right now. Okay. Alrighty. Now for the fun part, or not. Where'd that? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Kind of give them we can see the start of the heat breath in there coming up. All right, maybe put a little bit of that in there as well. Yeah, I know how that can be. I didn't really mind it that much. Not that I was like, I don't know. I wasn't a huge person for making friends and stuff like that, but I mean, I didn't really care all that much about it at the time as a kid. As long as I had stuff to do, what difference did it make? It was kind of my attitude. Trying to think. Just putting all my pens away real quick here, just to get them out of the way. At least I thought I was doing that. Yes. There we go. Now there is some more coloring I need to do here, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with the color scheme. Actually, I need to get that dark blue back. Right? Oh, here he comes. Monster is here. You want to be on TV, don't you? You see him back there? Or is he? Yeah, you can see his tail. Yeah. He, uh-uh. Uh-uh. Give me attention. Give me attention. You're going to be in trouble. You're going to get in trouble. Let's see. I want to go with the purple maybe, but I don't know. Let me set this aside for just a second. I'm going to go ahead and put that down, but let you guys take a closer look at this, if I can. There you go. While I get the pen. Pencils. I know it's here somewhere. All right. Well, the treats are downstairs, so I can't fork him over. And he knows that. Now he might be saying, "Get your ass downstairs." So you can give me the treats. That's true enough. There's no doubt he's saying that. But yeah, he's. I don't know where he went now, but probably laying on the other side of the stream. But you never know with him what he's going to do. But it's not anywhere near time to be fed either. So if he's begging, he can wait. That's right. Don't go back in the box. Nope, it isn't going to go back in the box. I don't want to. I want to make a mess. I don't want your station to be nice and clean anymore. Come on. Whoops. Sorry. Pushed on the wrong thing there. Hopefully this will work. I don't know. Might be too dark, but we'll try it on this first and then see. Well, it is kind of dark. Well, we'll see how it comes out. Oh, that's going to be just fine. Where are we at now? About 2.5? Okay. This took a little bit too long for me, but then I had, sometimes I just can't work fast enough. Other times I can zip through stuff. I don't know what it is. But at least my eyes aren't bothering me today. That's a bonus. Well, that's because I finally got enough sleep for once before I started drawing. I don't know. I may even do another drawing after this one. We'll see. Yeah, okay. Where's Monster Fan today anyway? He's still healing up from medical stuff, or I have an idea where John is because he's always doing church stuff on Sundays. And he's still recovering from his surgery. He's doing well, but It's not like an overnight thing when you're having double hernias fixed and stuff. So I think he said it would be like mid-December before he was supposed to be really decent again. Oh, we figured out why I wasn't being seen on Aaron Preston's channel. Somehow it was accidentally set up that I was being hidden in the chat, and we don't know why. He didn't do it. He thinks one of his mods accidentally hid me from the chat. That's why I wasn't showing up in his chat. So hopefully we're going to check later this evening when he comes on for his live to see if I can actually show up in the chat. He was like, "What's going on? I haven't seen you." I didn't do it. So I think we're almost done with this one. I don't know, I said earlier, if I was going to put this up for sale or give it as a Christmas present to someone. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'll probably figure it out later this week. Unless one of you two who are watching right now are going to say, "Hey, I want that," then maybe we can talk about it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more sketching next week and a half between getting ready for my store appearance after Thanksgiving. I got to have new artwork ready to sell, so I'm doing a lot of sketching and selling and stuff. So a little bit darker in here. This dual brush doesn't quite have the same. I have to keep going over it to get the darkness I want. It's like the paper absorbs the ink a little bit more than with the Copics and the other markers, but I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? Let me go ahead and put this up here a little bit more. Is that out of the way? Pop says Monster spending time with the family. Okay. I thought he mentioned he had to get surgery this week or something as well. So that's cool. Either way, it doesn't matter. I might put a little more of that in there. Yeah, that's good. Make it a little bit darker in there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Maybe put a little bit in here. Okay. Okay, that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and go back over where I signed it with a little bit darker pen, probably. Probably Tuesday is when I'm going to do an auction. I'm hoping to do 2 or 3 this week, actually. I'm thinking instead of doing my usual stuff, I'm going to do live draws and auction some stuff off. So more dark greens. Well, I could touch it up some more. Possibly. Now that looks like a dark green, but it isn't. It's actually light green. When I put it down, it actually comes out light. See, that's the reason why I don't have more dark greens in there, because the stuff that's supposed to be dark isn't showing up dark. Let me see here. Yeah, it's really not coming out. It's coming. This is the yellow green. That's why. Okay. Let me see what I can do with this one. That's a little bit darker. Put a little more gradation in here. It won't be the same, with doing it on actual line scales than that, but the problem with going too dark with the green when I was doing the base would be that you'd lose all the texture. Because yes, he is a little bit darker, but I can. Like I said, we can play around here a little bit with this. That darkened it up quite a bit, but I'd say I'm finished. You know, um, I mean, I understand that you know it could be a little darker, but you'd start losing a lot of the detail if I went much darker on this particular one. So, you know, um, I might, I'm done with this one anyway. And, you know, like I say, North says it's lunchtime for him too. So, you know, I think what I'll do is I'll call this one done and I'll just grab a quick other piece to finish in black and white real quick. Hopefully, maybe black and white, maybe color. Let's see. I was thinking of doing a storm that's partly inked, finishing that up. Let's see what I got. You can barely see it because it's in blue line, but that's okay. Let me go get my really thin pens. Go along with the thicker ones. And I'm going to have to put that there and that there. Okay. Micron instead of touch type. And I'm going to actually make some light over here too. Well, does that really help at all? I don't know. Yes, it does. Okay. Wasn't sure. All right. Of course, this is the classic storm. Unfortunately, this pen doesn't want to draw right. So let me see if I can get a different one. I know I got more than one with that size. Maybe this one will do better. Not really. Let me go back over here with my other pens. Let's see if I got a point of me. Whoops. What's time we got here? Oh, we're almost at 3 hours anyway. Well, let me finish this outline then, and tomorrow I guess we'll do this piece. I didn't realize it was getting that late. Like I said, it took me a little bit longer to draw than I expected. Okay. I'll probably come back and do some more touch-up work. Come on. Not my cleanest lines. Oh well. Yeah, well, I don't like a lot of that stuff. I don't like the way it's colored. I think it's too dark, but that's just my opinion. Um, oh well, made that too thick, but that's the way it is. I'll have to cut it around here. Okay. This is supposed to be an 05. I don't know. Okay. That's that. That doesn't want to. It works, but it doesn't want to look the way I want it to. Unfortunately, this doesn't want to work either. Darn it. Don't want to have to go break out a new pen. I will come back in there and get the head and face. I just want to do these blacks first. I'll probably finish this up tomorrow. As soon as I get the blacks done here, I think I'll call it a day for the video anyway. Tomorrow, I guess I have to get caught up on the what did you get this week and stuff like that. So I'll do that, and then on Tuesday, hopefully. Oh, I just remembered. I won't be doing it on Tuesday because I got the vet appointment for the kitty. So I guess you'll have to be Wednesday when I do my first auction. So I hope that those you kept then come back and watch and get caught up. I will certainly do another video, let you guys know that later tonight. So be sure to come back. But yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry about that. There's just so much going on this month. Unfortunately, that I can't really keep track of everything like I usually do. Okay. Yeah, so I'll probably come back and tomorrow and finish this, but that's all right. No, I just totally forgot about that. I had the vet appointment for the kitty this week. Well, just like I'd forgotten that it was supposed to be done last week. And I was supposed to set it up, and I didn't get it set up till last week. It's just his checkups. Get his shots again and stuff like that. But got to be done. You don't recognize her? It's Storm. I don't have the face. That's probably why you don't recognize. But it's the classic Storm from Byrne era. Yeah, back when X-Men was good. But yeah, how long ago was that? So you did hear what I said about going to have to wait until Wednesday for the auction because I have a vet appointment on Tuesday. I forgot about and just remembered it. And of course, it's right smack in the middle of the afternoon, so I know. Why didn't I get it in the morning? Because my dad won't get up. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't like me to go without him. Don't go anywhere without me. It's like, dude, you're just boring yourself. But okay. The angle is a little bit off sometimes. Yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of what I wanted to draw over on the other table. Right now, maybe I can even do that. Let's see real quick. That would be better. You're right there. Get the markers over here. Would that make it any better? Probably not. Let's do that. Whoa. The other thing about me being over at the table is I'm not looking at the screen because I'm facing another direction, but that's okay. Can you see it better that way at all? I'm looking to get a new camera so that I have it much over on my right hand side over here and angled down, but I haven't been able to procure that yet. I don't want that one. Okay. It is better. Okay. I'll do my best to keep my arm and hand out of the camera angle so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm not really happy with this setup right yet, but I'll get there. I was talking to him about the camera he uses on his show, and we're just having. I need to see it up close, see an actual model of it. I've seen it on the computer, I've seen pictures of it and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out. I can finally, without having to order it and have it shipped to me, which is not easy these days to find anything in stores, as you might know. So I will come back and finish this tomorrow. Filling all black I can. have to switch back and forth, let the pins get along too, I guess. I wonder if this will work. Nope. Let's just roll. Nope, too long. I hate to go with the Sharpie, so the brush, yes. Whoops, almost. That's all for now. I'll get the face done later and get stuff ready for tomorrow. I'll certainly have a show tomorrow sometime. Like I said, I'm going to try and get caught up on my what did you get this week, and then we'll do live draws and get as many sketch cards and stuff done as possible. Auction will probably be Wednesday then. So, already, you're on time. If I can get this to work, it's not wanting to. Isn't that nice? Not. If you liked this video, or you think others might, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get support from my channel. I don't know, did I say 12 to 5 or just 12? Let me check real quick. I think all I did was say minutes started at 12. Yeah, okay. I could draw longer, but I really shouldn't. My eyes are going to probably start going wonky on me in a little bit. It says looks sort of, yeah, it'll be done tomorrow. I will let you guys know what's going on there. Yeah. I appreciate you watching as always. We'll talk about some more stuff tomorrow regarding what's going on for the rest of the year with artwork and stuff like that. And social media, Facebook is Lewis.BrightRaven, Twitter at LewisBrightRave2. Don't really do a lot of Twitter work, but I just post when I'm putting the newest episode up on Twitter. Anyway, deviantart.com/BrightRaven is where you can see some of my artwork that might be changing in the future. We'll see. Due to recent events, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Quoth Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube is what you're watching. To email me, quothravenlbr72@gmail.com if you have questions, comments, suggestions for content. If I'll get back to you within a day or two, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. I think that's all for now. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, probably in the afternoon sometime. Until then, have a great weekend, folks.